A stadium filled with trash to most, it's just the cost of doing business. But to one nation, it's a failure of respect. Why did a simple act of cleaning spark a fierce cultural war between Western rights and Japanese virtue? This video dives deep beneath the surface of the World Cup viral phenomenon. Beyond the manners, we explore a profound clash of mindsets: Western individualism and job protection versus the Japanese spirit of mutual respect and hidden virtue. By the end, you'll discover a new way to look at money, work, and how we care for our shared world. Section 1. The Viral Mystery. Did you know that a pile of trash could shock the whole world? It sounds crazy, right? But during the World Cup, something unbelievable happened in the stadium. While millions of fans were cheering and drinking, one group did something different. They did not run to the bars. They did not leave the stadium. Instead, they took out blue plastic bags. Then they began to pick up every piece of garbage. They cleaned the floors, the seats, and the rows. They even cleaned the areas used by other countries. International media captured this moment, and the videos went viral instantly. Millions of people watched them in awe. Western commentators called it the ultimate act of respect. It was beautiful, pure, and inspiring. But soon, the praise turned into a massive debate. People from different cultures started asking tough questions. Why would you clean a stadium when you paid for a ticket? Is it truly a kind act, or is it something else? How does your own country handle trash after a massive game? Let us know in the comments below, because the answers might surprise you. Section 2. The Western Clashing View. However, not everyone was smiling. In fact, many Western viewers felt a strange sense of discomfort. They looked at the clean seats and asked a sharp question. Why are these fans doing someone else's job? To many in the West, this beautiful act looked like a problem. They saw it as a threat to paid workers. Think about it from their perspective. Stadiums hire professional cleaners to empty the bins and sweep the floors. These workers rely on that trash to earn a living. If fans do the cleaning for free, what happens to those jobs? Will the stadium cut their hours? Will they lose their income? Also, Western culture highly values consumer rights. When you buy an expensive ticket, you pay for the whole experience. That price includes the cost of cleaning up after you. So, why should the customer work for the stadium? To some critics, this act felt like a naive surrender of rights. Some media outlets even used harsher words. They called the behavior performative and hypocritical. They asked, are they doing this only because the cameras are watching? The praise quickly turned into a deep cultural clash. Section 3. Job culture versus shared responsibility. To understand this clash, we must look at how different societies view work. Western countries generally rely on a rigid job-based system. In this culture, every contract has a clear boundary. You do your specific job and I do mine. You do not cross into another person's territory. For them, leaving trash isn't lazy, it is creating an economic need. By leaving garbage, you ensure that a cleaner has a reason to be paid. It is a cycle of money and labor. But Japan operates on a completely different blueprint. The core of Japanese society is a concept called Otagaisama. This translates to the spirit of mutual respect and shared responsibility. In Japan, life is not just a collection of separate individual contracts. Instead, it is an interconnected web where everyone supports one another. Therefore, Japanese fans do not see the stadium as someone else's zone. They see it as a shared space. They do not think, I am doing the cleaner's job. They think, we are all in this together. So let us make it easier for each other. It is a profound shift from individual rights to collective harmony. Section 4. Money doesn't buy arrogance. Here is another major difference. How do we view the power of money? In Western capitalism, paying money gives you a certain authority. You become the consumer, and the consumer has rights. If you pay for a service, you expect someone to deliver it completely. It is a simple, direct transaction. But in Japan, using money to act superior is deeply disliked. There is a phrase, the customer is God. However, many people misunderstand its true meaning. It does not mean customers can do whatever they want. It actually means the service provider should work with a pure heart. In daily life, Japanese people value a balanced relationship. The person selling the ticket and the person buying it are equal. Both sides show respect to each other. When you finish a meal or leave a taxi, you say thank you. Paying money does not mean you own the place. So, leaving a mess just because you paid for a ticket feels shameful. To Japanese fans, acting like a king, because you have money is a sign of bad manners. It is not about what you can afford, it is about who you are as a person. Section 5, the philosophy of space and gratitude. To truly understand this behavior, we must look deeper into the Japanese soul. To many Western viewers, a stadium is just a physical structure. It is a massive building made of concrete and iron. You rent a seat for a few hours and then you leave. It is purely functional. But Japanese culture views spaces differently. There is an ancient belief that divine spirits live in everything around us. We find them in rivers, trees, and even inside buildings. Therefore, a stadium is not just an empty shell. It is a living host for shared emotions, dreams, and memories. When the game ends, Japanese fans feel a deep sense of gratitude. They thank the players, the opponents, and the venue itself. Cleaning the stadium is like saying thank you to the building. It is a quiet ritual of respect. If you leave a space dirty, you disturb its harmony. By cleaning up, you restore peace to that environment. For the Japanese, a clean space reflects a clean mind. It is a beautiful philosophy that connects human action with the world around us. Section 6. Education from day one. Where does this unique mindset actually come from? It is not something hidden in ancient books. It is learned on the very first day of school. In many Western countries, schools hire professional janitors to clean the classrooms. Students pack their bags and they simply walk away. But in Japan, school life is completely different. From elementary school to high school, students clean their own schools every single day. They sweep the floors, wipe the blackboards, and even scrub the toilets. They do this together as a team. This daily routine teaches children a vital lesson. It shows them that cleaning is not a low-status job. It is a shared duty. There is a famous golden rule in Japan, kitatoki yorimo utsukushiku. This means, leave it cleaner than you found it. By the time they grow up, this habit becomes second nature. They do not think twice about picking up trash at a World Cup. It is just what they do. How did cleaning work at your own school when you were a child? Did you have to clean your own classroom or did someone else do it for you? Tell us your experience in the comments. Section 7. In-toku, doing good when no one is watching. There is a powerful word in the Japanese language. That word is in-toku. It means hidden virtue, or doing good things when nobody is watching. In many Western cultures, doing good is often connected to public recognition. People like to see immediate rewards or social praise for their kindness. But in-toku is completely different. It teaches that the truest form of good is done in secret. You do not clean for a camera. You do not clean for an award. You clean because it purifies your own soul. Japanese children often hear a famous phrase, Otento-sama ga miteru. This means the sun god is always watching you. Even if you are completely alone, you cannot hide your actions from the universe. There is also a deep belief in a beautiful cycle. When you do something kind for the world, that kindness travels around. It may take time, but it eventually returns to you or your family. So picking up stadium trash is not a selfless sacrifice. It is a quiet investment in a better, more harmonious tomorrow. Section 8. The hypocrisy counter-argument. Of course, the internet can be a very cynical place. When videos of the cleaning went viral, some critics laughed. They called it a giant PR stunt. They claimed that fans only did it to look good on camera. They called it pure hypocrisy. In some Western philosophies, the motivation behind an action is everything. If you do a good deed for attention, it loses its moral value. But Japanese culture views this dilemma with practical wisdom. There is a popular saying in Japan, an act of hypocrisy is far better than a good deed left undone. Think about the reality of the stadium. Does the trash care about the motivation of the person picking it up? Does the dirty floor care if a fan wants social media likes? No, it does not. The motive does not change the physical reality. At the end of the day, the stadium became clean. The massive burden on the local workers was truly reduced. Even if someone started cleaning just to show off, a good thing still happened. In the Japanese worldview, actual harmony in the real world is always more important than quiet judgment in your head. Section 9. Redefining true respect. So, who is actually right in this global debate? Is the Western view correct, or is the Japanese way better? The real answer is beautiful. Neither side is wrong. This clash is simply a meeting of two different forms of respect. In Western society, protecting jobs is a core moral value. Leaving trash is a way to respect the system of labor. It ensures that workers can earn their money with dignity. It keeps the economic wheel turning. In Japanese society, reducing the burden on others is the highest priority. Cleaning up is a way to respect the human beings behind the service. It is a way to say, we appreciate your hard work, so we will help you. One culture protects the worker's contract. The other culture comforts the worker's heart. Both viewpoints come from a place of deep kindness. When we understand this, the debate stops being a fight. Instead, it becomes a powerful lesson about how different cultures express love and order in the world. Section 10. Beyond the trash. The World Cup matches have ended and the stadium trash is long gone. But the deeper lesson from that day remains with us forever. This story is not just about wrappers, cups, or plastic bags. It is about how we choose to live together on this planet. In our modern world, we often divide everything by price tags. We ask, what did I pay for? And what is my right? We live inside narrow contracts and economic boundaries. But if we only do what we are paid to do, the world becomes a cold place. The Japanese fans showed us a glimpse of a warmer reality. They reminded us that true harmony begins when we look beyond the transaction. It happens when we care for a space simply because we share it with others. You do not need to wait for the next World Cup to practice this philosophy. It starts with small things in your daily life. It is the choice to wipe a table, to hold a door, or to leave a place slightly better than you found it. After all, we are all guests on this beautiful earth. Let us make it a cleaner, kinder place together.